What's up, everybody? It's Tuesday. It's not the morning. It's the afternoon. It's a good solid 5:05 on a Tuesday. Hope everyone is doing well. Sorry for the late version of this, but hey, you're getting after hours with Zach, with Car Thoughts. So I hope everyone is doing fantastic. Been super busy. Put an emoji, put your favorite emoji down in the chat if you've been super busy, overworked, whatever you want to say. Put an emoji down in the chat. But you know, hey, we got work from home tomorrow. We've got 4th of July this Thursday. America, land of the free, land of the free. So I'm excited. Always enjoy getting to do 4th of July stuff. Love the fireworks. Just, you know, it's a chill day. It's super American, and gotta love it. You gotta love it. So super stoked about that. Y'all let me know. You got any big plans? What is your 4th of July tradition? Mine and Amy's, we have like a big community thing that we go to during 4th of July downtown, essentially where we live, and they do a big event thing with food trucks, and it's like on the river, and they shoot off fireworks, and it's great. It's a good time. A lot of people there, all that stuff. Get nice and sweaty. It's like super hot. I was driving home yesterday and it was like over 100. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Right now it's like well over 90. And that's without the heat index. So, you know, it's fun times living where we live. Like, people don't realize if you're not from the South, you don't understand what humidity is and what it does to your body. It sucks. And we went out, I think it was Sunday, took a shower, and then we left the house. And as soon as we walked outside, I felt disgusting. I felt I didn't even take a shower beforehand. That was how disgusting I had felt right then and there. You know, because that's what humidity does. It's like, oh, you think you're clean? Well, you're not. You're disgusting. So yeah, it was, and everywhere was hot. Like, we walked into Target, I think Sunday. I want to say Sunday. And on the window as you're walking in, it's like, we're trying to save energy, which, you know, kudos to you. But it's like, we're reducing lighting and AC. It's like, you know, you can reduce AC parts of the country, but reducing AC in the South, it's like you're trying to kill your customers. But it's that way everywhere. And it's like, I know like most places, because where I worked before this job, like the whole district, everybody's AC was set to 72, which was, for me, super uncomfortable because I don't like to sweat. So everybody was set to 72 and everything. And I know stores will do that as well. Regardless of where in the country, it will be a certain degrees. And like, you'll go in during the winter, but the winter here is usually like 85. It's not really that cold most of the time. So it doesn't work in the South. Stop doing that. Crazy drivers, y'all. You know, it's not a Car Thoughts until some random person tries to sideswipe you with their Budweiser van. Is it an actual Budweiser van? I don't know. Is it someone that just really likes Budweiser? I don't know. It's a real Budweiser van. So, you know, everybody's wanting to get home because they're tired of working, and I feel that too. But yeah, so yeah, you know, to all the people that are making the decisions for AC, stop it. Talk to me. Yes, you might pay a little bit more, but your employees will be comfortable. Most of them. Everybody where I work is like, it's so cold. It's cold all the time. And I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. The only place cold in the office is my studio, because my studio, I call it the ice dungeon. And I love it. I love it. I have to wear a jacket. If that tells you anything, I have to wear a jacket. That means it's cold. So once you close the door to the ice dungeon, you're done. You better be ready to freeze. You better be ready to freeze. Let me just tell you. But hope everyone's doing well. We did Eat Sleep Anime this past Saturday, and it was so fun to get to talk anime with Derek. I know we mentioned it here and there on a normal live stream that we're watching anime and everything, but getting to sit down and just really dive into some stuff. We talked about solo leveling. We did a Kage Summit, which y'all should go check it out right now if you want to watch it for free 2 weeks before anybody else. Go over to patreon.com/nerdcave, and you're saying, Zach, I don't have the cash to throw. That's totally fine. You can watch this episode for free by joining with the free membership. So go do that. Go watch it for free, and it helps us. The more people that join for free, later on, you might be like, hey, I got some extra cash. I'd love to support the Nerd Cave. Then boom, you're already on Patreon. But we do put some stuff over there. Like we have a whole Jujutsu Kaisen season 0 and 2 review that YouTube has not even seen. Like it is completely over there, and nobody has seen it other than our Patreon members. So if you want to hear me and Derek talk about and nerd out about Jujutsu Kaisen, that's over there as well. And we're going to be putting out more stuff that is for our free members. Just trying to sweeten the pot. You know what I mean? Sweeten the pot. But we had Eat Sleep Anime on Saturday. It was a ton of fun. Loved getting to interact with people and chat. But the big thing that came out of it, and I want to tell everybody here, because I'm not going to gatekeep this, because this is a free thing. We are starting essentially Eat Sleep Anime Club on this app called Fable. And what it is a app that you download. This on Android and iPhone, and you can go in, create your profile, all that good stuff. But what's awesome is once you join our Eat Sleep Anime Club, is we're watching through Delicious in Dungeon, which I'll tell you more about that here in a second. But it is essentially like a chat board where each episode gets its own thing. It gets, a little place where you can go in and people can type what they thought about the episode. You can reply to other people, your thoughts. You can react with emojis and everything. It's really, really cool because if you haven't gotten to that episode, you're not getting spoiled. I know some people are like, oh, well, you could have done that in Discord. Yes, we could have, but you could have got spoiled in Discord. This is a nice, cool, central way of putting it all together in one place, and we'll do Delicious in Dungeon for a month, and then we'll pick a new anime, and then go through different shows and all of that. And then whichever one that me and Derek like the most, that will be one of the key topics for the next episode of Eat Sleep Anime, the show. So I'll put the link in for our Fable Club. And if you're a reader, this is also a cool way to join some book clubs. There's various different clubs you can join for TV shows and everything. So I think this is really, really awesome. So go check that out. What we're watching right now is a show called Delicious in Dungeon. And the premise is this group of adventurers go into this dungeon, and it's not like where you would like hold people, like it's a dungeon like in a fantasy setting where like Zelda or whatever. You're going in, you're fighting monsters, you're gathering loot, that sort of deal. And this set of adventurers go in and they fight this red dragon, and one of their members gets eaten by a dragon. And before she gets fully eaten, she's like hanging out the tooth of a dragon. She casts a spell to send her whole party back out to the surface, saving them. So once they get back out there, they don't have any of the supplies that they had gathered, none of the stuff, none of the loot, nothing. So they're essentially penniless. They have no money whatsoever. They've lost their strongest mage, and 2 of the members quit. And that's kind of where we're set up, is 2 members quit, 1 is lost in the dungeon, and the soldier, essentially the warrior, his sister was the mage, so he wants to go back in. 2 of the others are willing to go back in as well, but they have no money, so they decide that all the food that they will eat is in the dungeon. They're going to start eating monsters. And when I say this show is hilarious, like, this is one of the funniest shows that I've seen in a very long time. I would almost say it's funnier than Spy Family, and I love Spy Family, but it is so good, and the food looks like Studio Ghibli level. Like, the food looks so delicious, and it's made out of monsters. The cast is, there's 4 main people. There's 2 arcs within the first season. There's 24 episodes. So the 4 main characters are a dwarf, a warrior, a mage that's an elf, and then a half-foot that is like a thief. And the dwarf, whose name is Sinji, has been in the dungeon for 10 years, like living in the dungeon, and he knows how to cook and prepare all of these different things. And the dynamic of this group is absolutely hilarious. Laios, which is the warrior, he is obsessed with monsters. He loves monsters, and the most thing that he loves is eating monsters. He's been wanting to do this for a very, very long time. So it is absolutely great. We're going to be watching that for the month of July. We also just finished Kaiju number 8 in the Fable group as well. The dub is still like 2 episodes out, but I couldn't wait. It's so good. I had to watch it. I went ahead and watched the last 2 episodes, and man, whew, it was so good. But we're going to be watching Delicious in Dungeon. I want y'all to join us. I'll put a link in the description so y'all can jump in and join us in there. Joe's already over there. We're getting Derek in there. We've got already a few members that have joined just from Fable and have actually came over to the Nerd Cave, joined the Patreon and everything. So super, super excited about that. And, you know, making more content. That's kind of the thought process behind all of this, is because I'm watching a lot more anime right now, and I want to keep watching anime, maybe not at the same rate that I am now in the long term, but watching as much as I possibly can. And I've just, you know, found some really good shows, and we talk a little bit about that on Eat Sleep Anime. One that we didn't talk about, give y'all a little sneak peek, one that didn't make the cut just because of time, was Windbreaker, which is a really good show that just came out. I think they just finished the season sub. I've got 2 more episodes left with dub. I'm waiting for it on that one. And it is this kid named Sakura. He wants to be the strongest kid, so he literally joins this high school that has like delinquents, and he wants to be the king of the high school and everything. But when I say the show is not what you expect, it is absolutely not what you expect. The animation's really good. The storytelling is solid, solid to really good in my opinion. The music is there, and the characters like go through some really good character development, even in the short 12 episode season. So I'm really digging it. I think people would enjoy it. It's not as funny as Kaiju number 8 or even Delicious in Dungeon, but I do think if you're looking for something that's a little different, it's not, you know, a sports anime or anything like that, but it's really good. I enjoy it a lot, and I think other people would like it as well. So that is on Crunchyroll. I think y'all would like it. And I finished yesterday the last episode of Demon Slayer. My gosh, my dudes, it is so good. They have literally set up the essentially like going to be one of the most amazing final seasons of a show. The season is definitely different compared to others. It kind of does remind me of the first part of season 1, where Tanjiro is training, he's learning the different sword styles, he's trying to get his strength up. But that's for the whole, Demon Slayer core, is everybody is training to try to become stronger, because the demons that they have to take on are the upper moons. Like, yes, there's still a bunch of lower moons, but you've got to take on the upper moons and Muzan himself. And in the past, it has taken 1 to 2 Hashiras and Tanjiro to beat any of these, well, Tanjiro and Inosuke and Zenitsu, Nezuko. So there's a lot of people that you've got to, have to be able to defeat these level of demons. So everybody's training for literally 7 episodes. That is pretty much it. But I think of it as, when Goku goes on Snake Way and then he gets to King Kai's planet and he trains with him, chasing Bubbles and Gregory and all of that kind of stuff. Like, it's part of anime, like there are training arcs in so many different anime. So like yes, it is slower, but it's that kind of slight calm before the storm. The storm's coming, you're preparing for it, but you've got to slow down to speed up sometimes. Sometimes you got to slow down to speed up, and I think that's important because the last episode was really jam-packed with a lot of action, some, backstory, this kind of stuff, but there's a lot more action than the rest of the season. But it sets up for what the last and final season is going to be of Demon Slayer. And we've got confirmation that the last season of Demon Slayer will be 3 movies. So 3 movie-length versions of the show, essentially. Kind of like how they did the 2-part Muzan Train one back in the day. My hope, me and Derek were talking about this, that we will get all 3 in 1 year. They already put out the trailer today, which I want to watch. I haven't watched it yet, but they put out the trailer today of the next season, which is going to be absolutely insane. I don't want to ruin anything for anyone. If you haven't watched the last season, you need to go watch it. And they finally put out the first dub of the English dub of Demon Slayer, which is really, really late because literally all episodes are out now. Usually it's like a week and then you get the dub. But I think there's so many shows going on right now that it is hard to get the dub. So many people are doing voices. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, in dub, it's the same people over and over and over voicing, the characters. And I'm like, they do that in the Japanese voices as well. Like, it's not a huge pool to pull from. So it is just kind of the way acting is. It's like you look at action movies back in the day, there's only so many people that were the main leads in action movies. Some other people were kind of interchangeable, but the leads were usually Jean-Claude Van Damme, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was really about it. There might be a few others in there, but they were the mainstays and made several movies, and franchises were literally birthed from them. Mel Gibson with Mad Max, and George Martin and everything. So, like, it's just interesting to see all of that. But I think a lot of it is there are so many anime coming out right now. Like, you've got My Hero and Demon Slayer going at the same time, and then you have Kaiju number 8. I think Delicious in Dungeon just wrapped up their first season. Again, you need to go over there and watch it. Talk with us at Fable, on Fable and everything. It's free. Come and chat with us on that. Because, man, I have absolutely loved that show. I've got Amy watching it. She's really enjoying it. We're almost done with it, but I probably will go back through and watch again. Just, well, this is my second time. I haven't finished it, but I finally caught up to where I was. Nonetheless, a lot of good shows. Demon Slayer, it is slower this time around, but it is really, really good. I've been itching for Dragon Ball, though. Like Dragon Ball Z, like, I want another season of Super so bad. I know we're getting Daima or whatever, however you say it. I know we're getting that. But I have been, like, I went and watched the Broly movie. I didn't talk about this on the Eat Sleep Anime because of time as well. But I watched the Broly movie, and Broly was pretty good. Like, it was a good story. The action was really good, but I don't feel like it pushed the plot much. There wasn't a lot to the story necessarily. Like Broly in the Legends or whatever, like, his reason for, wanting to fight was to kill Kakarot or whatever, which I think that story part of it was much better. I don't know, like, it feels like some of the things that go on in Dragon Ball Super, like the storytelling, like, there's so much power creep, and I love power creep. Like, like, I've been here the whole time. It's fun, it's funny, but there's a point where it's just like Super Saiyan Blue's doing nothing. Super Saiyan Blue's doing nothing. And I'm like, okay, this clearly happened after, I guess, like, Resurrection F happened, but then he died, and then he's in, I don't know, like, he's in hell for the Tournament of Power. Like, before that, he's in hell getting tortured. And then he like, the whole thing is like he gets wished back to life because he's got a halo during the Tournament of Power, but in Broly he doesn't. So Goku doesn't even go Ultra Instinct to fight Broly. I don't know. It's just like, okay, but we did a fusion, and it was like the first time they did the fusion dance, and I was like, I remember them doing this before. I don't remember what, I think it might have been a movie that they did the fusion dance. I know they did the Patora earrings and all of that. But it's like, okay, I feel like they're like introducing some things that we've already seen. I don't know. The storytelling is a little, it's loose. And it's like, okay, it was a fun movie. I want to watch superhero. But the things that I've heard about, like Granola and just the different villains that we get, very, very interesting. I was watching a video by a YouTuber called Black Bulma, and she's talking about Frieza and Black Frieza and everything, and how they need to handle Black Frieza, for the next arc. Like, Frieza has been around for a very, very long time, and they keep bringing Frieza back, which I don't necessarily mind, but it is getting to the point where it's like, oh, well, Frieza's going to show up. Frieza's going to be the bad guy. And it's like, when is Frieza eventually just going to turn into a good guy? Because that's what it feels like. It's like Frieza doesn't feel as evil as he used to. Even the whole reason why Frieza wanted to wish for the, get the Dragon Balls and the wish was kind of silly. It was funny because it kind of juxtaposed itself with Bulma, but it was just like, this is kind of silly. Like, this doesn't feel like this evil tyrant that we got introduced to in the Frieza saga. Like, this feels like a kind of a shadow of himself and everything. So I don't know, like, I'm I want to see it done well, but I would also love to see, like, if we're going to keep bringing people back, like, I would love to see Cell. Like, Cell would be very interesting to see in this, you know, new world. Like, how would he handle it and everything? I don't necessarily want to see Boo come back or anything like that, but I would love to see the new villains that get introduced, you know, from Super. Like, I want the story to actually continue, but what Black Bulma was saying is, like, Frieza needs to get, you know, completely, like, can't come back type deal, because we've just, and I don't know if we need that, but it makes it very interesting, because it's like, okay, because Gods of Destruction can literally, like, destroy someone completely, and they could never come back. They can't be wished back by Dragon Balls or anything like that. Maybe Super Dragon Balls, because that's what happened at the end of Super, is like all of these planets, all of these universes got wished back. So I think that might be the only way, is the Super Dragon Balls. But other than that, like, you know, Porunga, Shenron, can't bring them back. I'm going super deep in the rabbit hole right now talking about Dragon Ball Z. The reason I would bring all of this up is I was watching our friend Bo Knows Gaming, and he was showing, I think it's called, what is this called? Delta. It's like a emulator and everything. So I got Delta on my phone, started, you know, getting some games on my phone and everything. Of course, got Pokemon Yellow. That was the first one. But I saw Legacy of Goku, which I loved Legacy of Goku. And for some odd reason, I never got Legacy of Goku 2. I don't think I did. I'm pretty sure I didn't. But I got that, and then I got Boo's Revenge, which I know I definitely didn't play that one. And there was, like, so many Dragon Ball Z games, like Legends of the Saiyans or whatever. There's a Dragon Ball game, Dragon Ball Adventures or whatever. I got that. So there's, like, a lot of these, like, older games that I never played or had played. Like Legacy of Goku, I spent so much time with, and I'm really looking forward to playing a little bit more on that. And it's nice that it's on my phone, and just getting some time to really just kind of play around and see what kind of games that I missed. I know there's another emulator that I saw on Bo's channel. This one only does, like, Nintendo, so from Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS, Nintendo 64. I think those are the only ones that work on it. But it's pretty nice, and it handles really well, and the haptic feedback. And I like that my Backbone controller works with it and everything, so it's pretty dope. I like it. But I was playing the Dragon Ball game a little bit, and it's pretty fun. Like, it's like side scroller, beat 'em up and everything. You know, people got that fast car. Got to make everybody know you got that fast car. But it's like a beat 'em up, kind of like Donkey Kong-esque Dragon Ball game. But you're going through the story and everything. I've already fought Oolong, and I'm at Yamcha now. Yeah, Yamcha. And Yamcha's a little difficult, not gonna lie, because all I've got is my power pole and some punches. And I've got, like, one, like, super move where it'll, like, spin the power pole around and extend it a little bit. But that Wolfang Fist, man, it's messing me up. So I gotta go in there and whoop up on Yamcha some, you know, and get past that. But I'm digging it because it's been a while since I watched Dragon Ball and everything. So, but yeah, guys, that's all that I really wanted to talk about today. You know, gave you a few more minutes on the episode, but make sure to go over to Fable, join the Fable book club. Well, not book club, anime club, the Eat Sleep Anime Club. We also do have an appendix book club over there that Amy and I both run. We're just started a new book. You can join it as well. Make sure to go check out Bo Knows Gaming, his channel, if you want to know about the emulator thing that I was talking about. I'll link that down in the comments below. And if you're into books, go check out Amy's channel, Amy Irby Books. It is fantastic. You're going to love every minute of it. Amy does a lot of cool things over on her channel, and you should definitely check out this video right here. So guys, I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.